Hello and welcome back. I'm Dylan. This is the second installment of this daily vlog. It's already running a little bit late just on this day, but it's flat out today. There's a lot of different things happening work-wise. The goal is to upload this video around 5 p.m. GMT. So I might have to bend that rule, but hey, I made the rule, so I can bend it. To give you more of an insight into who I am and what I do. Currently, I'm a freelance graphic designer, photographer, and videographer. I haven't always been freelance though. I started shooting video and photo and designing things when I was about 15, and my dad was a graphic designer in South Africa and he owned his own creative studio, so I sort of grew up in the Macintosh ecosystem. Apple, by the way, for all of you that are going, what the Bojangles are you talking about? Apple ecosystem. And I was sort of introduced to that creative side of design. Now my dad comes from a whole back. We created advertising without computers, all hand drawn and lettresets, things like that. That's for another video. I studied here in Northern Ireland and got a full-time job working for a bike company here called Chain Reaction Cycles. Now I started as a junior graphic designer, and over the years of like nine and a half years, I worked there. I worked my way up to run the studio. I was a creative design manager, acting creative director for like a couple of years, I guess, something along the lines of that. But it was an incredible opportunity. It taught me a hell of a lot. From there I moved on. I worked in an agency in Belfast for a few years as an art director and photographer, and I worked on a whole bunch of different brands across different sectors. Now, one thing I always struggled with, both brand side and agency side, was the limitations on time. I don't mean like I wasn't given time. I mean I didn't control my time. That's really difficult as a creative person, especially when you see all these opportunities and things you can do and additional bits you can. I don't really like other people managing my time. I'm also not that good at managing my own time, but we're getting there. We're working on that. So towards the end of last year, I handed in my resignation at the agency and I took the leap and I went out full-time freelance working for myself. I'm married and I got 2 kids. That was a huge leap of confidence from my wife. Just to say, yeah, crack on fella, do that. Regular salary, I trust you. I trust you. That's a lot of trust. And that was a really huge decision for me to go and do that. But I kind of had a goal in my head of what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go. And a lot of that focused around photography and graphic design. So as of January 1st this year, I've been full-time freelance, and this is my office. This is my office. This is my home studio. I'm in the process of moving into a new office for other reasons, but for the meantime, this has been my studio. Now, working on Instagram, doing all those bits on Instagram really allowed me to push my video development. And while I studied video and TV production, I worked a lot on video and digital video and stuff over the year, I never really saw a huge portion of my time going in that direction, but surprisingly, I've actually been asked to do quite a lot of video work over the last 8 months. So my photography goes back to I was about 15, 16. I rode BMX bikes and I did a whole bunch of those things. And at that time, I was just taking photographs of my friends riding bikes because I wasn't that good at riding the bike. So I thought I'd bring something to the table by taking photos. I never knew that would get me here. I never knew I could make money at that stuff. I never considered that to be a job. I always had this idea that I was gonna be a graphic designer. I just used to do all this stuff for fun. I mean, I always had a camera with me. I was always shooting video, I was always shooting photographs, and I was just sending them to my friends. We used to make BMX videos. I used to edit all those videos in some early edition of Avid Cinema, and we used to have to render and burn it out straight onto VHS tape. If the edit was 10 minutes long or if the edit was half an hour long, it took that amount of time to burn it onto the tape. So I used to sit and I'd be like sitting in tech, burning the things out, render, and it would render the video out onto the VHS tape, and I'd be like, at one VHS tape, render again, another VHS tape. And I used to have a pile at the end of 5, and I would go give them to some of the friends and we would like just circulate them amongst each other. It was insane. Back then, doing that and shooting photographs and shooting videos, I never really considered that would be anything I would do in my future as a career at all. I always was set in the idea of being a graphic designer. For me, that made sense. I knew what you had to do. I knew where you sat. I knew what the point was. In video, I was like, well, this is a hobby. This is just something I thoroughly enjoy doing. So one of the main things for me when I was leaving to go work for myself was I wanted to work on things that brought me joy, things that made me excited to work on those projects. And a lot of that was photo-based. I've noticed over the years that my ability to take photos and see things in a slightly different way actually opens up a whole bunch of new doors and avenues for me to work on totally different projects and meet totally different people. And that has been incredible for me. I didn't see as much of it being video-based, but so much has become video-based that I didn't realize that actually that's something I really want to continue to pursue. If you're sitting there like so many other people and like I was, and you're thinking, you know, I'm not happy doing what I'm doing here. Like, and think about the things that make you happy. What stuff do? You find, list them all out and work out what things do I really love doing. If I had to do something for the rest of my life, what would it be? I love surfing. Right? I'm never gonna be a pro surfer, ever. Like, it's not in me. It's just not in me to do that. But I could be a surf photographer or a surf videographer or work in a surf event, man, anything like that. You get the point. What I'm trying to say is find those things in your life that you really love, make them your goal, make them your target. I hope this video was of some sort of use. It's an insight into who I am. I just felt like it's part of the story of this daily video that we're gonna be doing. So if you liked it, hit the like button. If you aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And I'll catch everybody tomorrow in the 3rd episode of Dill's Daily Dabbles. Daily Dill. Dylan discusses daily. We'll work that out later. By the way, just for a laugh, I use a Sony a6300 whenever I do these vlogs, and there's no flippy out screen. And I don't have a monitor for it either at the minute. So this was my actual solution. I just, I turned my phone around to the front facing camera and just put it on this friction arm, and it filmed the back of the screen. Ridiculous. I need a monitor.